Good evening. I'm going to read a story that I wrote recently, Joining the NYPD. Just a little background on the real life behind it. At the time, I was confused. I was at a loss at what to do next. I had left the Army. I was discharged, an honorable discharge, and I had worked on a newspaper, the New York Journal American, that had shut down shortly after I joined it. I thought I wanted to be a journalist, a newspaper man, and that didn't work out. I got a job writing for business magazines as an editor, and it had a job with a future if you liked writing about contract cleaning and maintenance supplies or drug topics, none of which interest me in the least. And so I quit, or they told me to quit. In any case, I left, and I was at a loss of what to do next. And I had never in my life thought that I wanted to be a policeman, as many of my fellow policemen described their desires to be policemen from an early age. It had never occurred to me. But at that time of not knowing which way to go next, I remembered what my grandmother, my old Irish grandmother, had said to me when I was at a loss of where to go, what to do. She said, "Join the cops, Bobby. It's good pay and a pension and a steady job." And that occurred to me at the time. So I took the police test that was coming up, and I scored high on it. And before I knew it, I was accepted in the New York Police Department, and told to report to be sworn in May 15th, 1967. And there I went. Joining the NYPD. Looking back where I came from, college, the newspaper world, a shirt, tie, and jacket copywriting job, it surprised some friends that on May 15th, 1967, I reported to the New York City Police Academy on East 20th Street between 2nd and 3rd Avenues, Manhattan, where it remains today, for my first day of work as a probationary New York City patrolman. On the other hand, it was not so out of character that I should join our boys in blue, as they were fondly called, principally by middle-aged women of Irish or Italian extraction and men of a like age who were veterans of the big one, all of whom invariably lived in one of the blue-collar neighborhoods of Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, or Staten Island, but seldom in Manhattan and never in Harlem. I grew up in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, where the men either worked on the docks as longshoremen for Brooklyn Union Gas or Ma Bell, the phone company, or became garbage men, firemen, bartenders, bookies, cops, or petty criminals. Squinting as I peer into the miasma of my past, I think, of course, or as my Irish grandmother urged, the cops, Bobby, steady pay and no layoffs. Kismet. That Monday morning, 250 strong, not a female among us, and no one shorter than 5 feet 8 inches in height, dressed in civilian clothes, we gathered on the outdoor muster deck on the second floor of the 3-story police academy. I'd been in the building only once before for my pre-appointment interview. Interrogation is more accurate. My sergeant interviewer went over painstakingly all my answers, inscribed on Form PA-15, a detailed history of every school I'd ever attended, every address where I'd ever lived, every job I'd ever held and why I'd left, every traffic ticket I'd ever gotten, and the disposition thereof. If you were a scofflaw or had a felony conviction in your past, it was a short interview. That first day, we were sworn in mass as probationary patrolmen, given our police shields and ID cards, and assigned to one of 5 training companies, each supervised by an NYPD sergeant. I was assigned to company 67-17. 67 was the year, and 17 told you that 16 other companies of recruits had preceded us since January 1st. By noon, we were released for the day, half a day. Our first taste of a gratuity, our sergeants joked. I did not realize the hidden meaning hinted at in those words, nor I believe did my fellow recruits. I would not get the full import of the joke until 1970. The next day, we again reported to the police academy in civilian clothes for an 8x4 tour of duty, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Company 6717 was a Brooklyn company. We were 43 young men, nobody older than 30, and most younger. At 26 years old, I was somewhere in the middle of the pack. Most of us had prior military service, typically 2 to 4 years active duty in one of the 3 branches of the service, some few having served 6 months in the reserve unit. This was 1967, Vietnam in full swing. Becoming a cop pretty much guaranteed you a waiver from the draft. We were 43 Brooklyn boys, no women, 7 blacks from Bedford-Stuyvesant, East New York or Crown Heights, 17 Italians, 6 Irish, 3 Jews, 2 Poles, 2 Germans, 1 Puerto Rican, and 5 of indeterminate European origins, including Eddie Droge, who had French antecedents. I vividly remember Eddie Droge because he was the youngest among us at 20. Well, we all got sworn in on May 15th. Eddie had to wait another 3 days till he turned 21. Eddie had not been in the military, had a wife and 3 kids, and came fresh from a job with the phone company. Of course, I can't forget Eddie because in 1971, he became notorious as a self-confessed dirty cop in Brooklyn, naturally. In our first week at the academy, the PA, we were sent down to the Police Equipment Bureau located in the basement of the police annex at 400 Broome Street, in the bosom of Little Italy, catty-cornered from the monumental Beaux-Arts style PD headquarters at 240 Center Street, to purchase our PA uniform and gear, gray chino pants and shirt, day stick, a rubber truncheon for a side trouser pocket, a baton, a 2-foot-long solid wood nightstick, a whistle, a gun belt, sans gun till qualifying on the firing range, 1 set of handcuffs with handcuff key, and a spare 1 black hard leather memo book for recording all assignments and police actions taken during the tour of duty, fitting in the back pants pocket, and 1 anonymous patrolman's cap with cap device minus badge number. We had to buy these items ourselves on credit, installment payments to be taken from future paychecks. We were required to wear the rookie grays on duty and while traveling to and from home by public transportation. Free when in uniform or flashing the tin when in civvies. We were forbidden to ride in our private cars, although shortly we're all carpooling. One compelling reason for carpooling was to avoid becoming a sitting duck on buses and subways. In the grays, with the shield pinned to your chest, you were the man, but an unarmed one till you qualified on the range with the revolver. The thing we all longed for, but not in the cards, till near the end of our 6-month course of training. So you relied on the shield in your pocket to feel like a real cop. The trick was to remember your place, not succumb to the temptation. My shield was 26708. 53 years later, I still remember my shield number. Thank you.